Hi, as you guys all may know, my name is Pang Xiong, and I'm here today to tell you a story, to tell you my story of how I got to the car accident and how having driving without a permit is not good for you. It happened on March 9th, 2014, and I had to take the car because my parents went to a funeral in Minneapolis. I worked at Chuck E. Cheese, and I worked from 9 or like around 10ish until 6. So they weren't able to take me to work. So that day I took the car to work, and it was like a very cold day because I remember wearing my plaid jacket that had little white spots and some gray in there. And I could feel the wind blowing my hair, and I could still hear the car racing past me. That day, I never thought what happened to me. I had gotten off of work and I was driving down South Robert. I believe I was going southbound on South Robert. And I was driving, and I had passed McDonald, and like SA was past me, and Perkins was next to SA across the street. And I remember driving. There was no car behind me, no car in front of me. I remember looking in my rear mirror, and there was like a white grayish car, like 3 seconds behind me. And I was like, there's no car in front of me, so I might as well just speed up. I went from 20 to 30 to 35. I was only driving with my permit, and I knew that I shouldn't drive by myself, but I had to because I had to go to work. After I passed McDonald's, I went faster. I remember seeing on the left side, there's like some SUVs and some Jeeps about to turn into Kmart. And I was like just driving. I'm like, this is okay. I'm being safe. And in the corner of my eye, I could see a white car about the same size as mine. She looked like she was hesitating if she should go or not. She should go. But I was like, maybe she's not gonna go. And so I just continued driving. And at the last minute, from the corner of my eye, I see a white car just trying to cut me, and BAM! The two cars hit each other. My whole body fell forward, and I was hit with this amount of energy in my face and in my body. And I was just resting on it. I remember thinking clearly, what am I gonna do? What if I get into big trouble? I knew I wasn't gonna die, but it was still scary. So I used all my strength to pull myself back up. And my chest was hurting. My face was in pain. My back, down my spine, was hurting. And I could see the passenger airbags went out too. And before I realized it, blood started running down my nose. And the rings from the airbags just exploded. My ears was ringing. That's all I could hear. I took my phone off of the cord because by then the music had stopped. The song "Tell Me That You Love Me" had stopped. I used all my strength to open the door, and to balance myself, I got out of the car. I'm holding the door and holding my phone in the other hand. And a lady comes around the car, after she asked the other driver if she was okay. She came up to me. She was wearing a black sweater, brown hair, black hair, pulled back into a bun. She asked me, "Are you okay?" And I just looked at her and nodded. But really, I wasn't. She said, you should put a cloth and just wipe your nose away. I'll go call the cops. She was behind me and I could hear her voice getting softer and softer, calling the cops saying we need an ambulance, there's a car accident. And I could see the lady who hit me. She was rubbing her face and her airbags went off too also, and her windshield had shattered. And her right light of her car came off. She looked at me as she was rubbing her face. She's like, "Are you alright?" And I just looked at her and I'm like, in my head I was like, do I look alright to you? My nose is bleeding. You cut me when I had the right of way. Do I look okay? I am just 17. But I didn't want to be mean, and I didn't have the strength in me to say all of that. So I just looked at her with a cold, icy look and just nodded.